mine in Latin America, and Tron, the torrent, is probably one of the vehicles we will use. So I learned a lot from that myself. The next keynote speaker is going to talk to us about mass adoption. Are we a step closer to mass adoption or not? For us, it's very important because we're going out in the market with some products very soon. So I'm very, very happy to introduce to Luke Stokes, Managing Director, Foundation for Interwallet and Operability. The floor is yours, Luke. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Luke Stokes, and I'm going to give a little background on who I am and why I'm here to give some context for what we're about to talk about today. So as was mentioned, I'm the Managing Director for the Foundation for Interwallet Operability, which supports the FIO protocol, which is a usability layer for all of crypto. I've been in crypto since January of 2013, almost 9 years. I have an Ivy League degree in computer science engineering. I've launched a company, a tech company, for 10 years that I bootstrapped myself and sold. And I've been a validator on multiple chains in the ecosystem, including Steem, Hive, and EOS. I've seen firsthand our industry and some of the challenges and problems it has today. That's what we're going to talk about today. We are facing something. Can we get the slides up, please? We are facing an ecosystem that cannot deliver on the promises it's been making for almost 10 years. Can we go ahead and get the slides? Thank you. This is the law of diffusion of innovation. When we look at network-based technologies, similar to the internet, similar to Bitcoin adoption, we are right here, barely getting started. So congratulate all of yourselves for being smart enough and aware enough of what's coming. Only 3.9% of the world even is involved in this ecosystem. It's very, very early. We have some very big challenges, but we can overcome them. As of 2021, 3.9%, and we're close to the tipping point. This is inevitable. We are coming to a place where we're going to reach 1 billion users in cryptocurrency in the next 3 to 5 years. And most people can't comprehend that because they don't have a mechanism in their brain to understand exponential growth. And that's what the law of diffusion of innovation talks about, exponential growth. When you hit a certain point, it's inevitable. It is going to happen. When we compare to what happened with the internet, where we are now took about 7 years, 7.5 years to reach 1 billion users. The curve is steeper. More and more people are jumping into this ecosystem than ever before. It's faster than the internet. It's going to happen. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. Not you, because you're here and you are early. So congratulate yourselves again. But we have problems, very, very big problems. The fees are too high. Usability isn't there. The scalability isn't there. We're not at least 10 times better than the existing system. We have promises we've made about becoming peer-to-peer digital cash, the decentralized internet that's private and secure, smart contracts, all these different things that we want to do. And there are companies sitting on the sidelines saying, I'm interested, I know it's the future, but I can't build on this. It doesn't work. The fees are too high. The system doesn't work. We can't surpass the existing technology if we're not at least much better than it. So how do we solve this? On the community panel today, we're talking about the importance of education. You all come here to these conferences, you want to listen to experts, you want to listen to people who know what's going on, that are involved and engaged, and you want to take away something that's meaningful. Some little piece of information that maybe you can just write down and Google later. Today, we're going to give you something important. 3 concepts: waterfall, EVM, and DAG, D-A-G. Everyone explain what that means and why it's important, and how it's going to be used, and how you're going to be able to participate in solving these problems. So, EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine. Most of the investment in our industry, most of the attention of developers have gone into that space. That includes all of the Ethereum network, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon. You've heard of a lot of these platforms. It's where the action is. And all the tooling like MetaMask and Uniswap and SushiSwap and all these different tools are where, again, a lot of the attention is gone. But it doesn't work. There are platforms that have been built where they can't actually scale when people leave the platform, as DAX and DAOs, because the fees are too high. They can't support the transactions per second they need to accomplish their goals. So that community is really important, but we failed them. The other concept, DAG, directed acyclical graph. This is post-blockchain technology. This is what comes after. In a blockchain, every single block leads to another block. It's all linear, and it can't scale. And we're trying to do things like, I'm supportive of Lightning Network, Ethereum 2.0, and these different layer 2 solutions that can hopefully solve this, but I'm not sure. And again, I've made some promises to this industry. I'm in this position to change the world, And I'm looking at it, and I feel like we've failed so far. Well, we can solve it. A DAG, a directed acyclical graph, has the ability to produce multiple blocks at the same time without compromising anything. You still have decentralization. You've seen the networks that have taken a compromise in decentralization. Instead of thousands and hundreds of thousands of nodes, they've got 20. This is not worth using. At this point, it's like, why not just use MySQL, right? We actually have to stick to our core principles of decentralization to provide value and solutions. And Waterfall is the program, is the secure network system that is an EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, and a directed acyclical graph. And why that's important is, most of the other DAGs that exist today, and again, this is post-blockchain technology, don't support smart contracts. We have a situation here, brand new, just being announced today, that you are all hearing for the first time, the Waterfall network, where you're going to be able to take the entire EVM ecosystem and run it on a high-performant, high-scalable system of a DAG. So joining me is Sergey, who's been working with his team in Ukraine, and he's going to go over the details of what they've accomplished. Thank you, Sergey.
Thank you, Luke. My name is Sergey, and I'm the CTO of the Waterfall. So we have run multiple tests to evaluate different characteristics of our technology. Characteristic number one is scalability. So currently Waterfall is able to process 1,000 transactions per second, but we can cautiously claim that this is actually very early test, and we will be able to process this further. Even reaching up to 50,000 transactions per second on the single shard on a standard 100 megabit per second network. You can join the network using MetaMask, and it is already public. Test number two, it is usability. So we believe that for certain technology to be adopted by a lot of users, it should be easy to use. So regular non-technical user should be able to execute standard functions, and currently, for example, to issue tokens on Ethereum network, you still should run a smart contract, and to create this even simple smart contract, a lot of users still need to hire developers. In our case, it will be easier to do so by issuing special type of transaction. And this particular functionality could be scaled to different various use cases, like multi-sig, bridge, and other standard procedures. Test number three, compatibility. It is basically, we believe in standards, and something Luke mentioned is already in place. So we have taken like a standard smart contract from Ethereum, and we launched it on our network, and it works. Which means that current applications of Waterfall will be current applications of Ethereum is very easy to be migrated to our network. Test for interoperability. We believe in the future of multi-chains, and we can say that we will be expanding this direction further on, and current applications of Ethereum, which is layer 2, will be able to work on our platform. It is already able to work on the Testnet, and these and previous tests will be actually a subject of a workshop on the San Juan Blockchain Week. Now, Testnet environment. So we are running it on very average servers, we can say the same. For example, on our servers, we have 2 class 4 CPUs with 4 gigabytes of RAM. If you check average requirements, characteristic of a popular smartphones, you can see that they have 4 to 8 cores and 4 to 16 gigabytes RAM. This allows to say that we are, the environment we're using is, we can say, comparable or sometimes even lower than popular smartphones. This adds to a decentralization characteristic of our technology. So basically, we will be able to accept nodes run on different devices, and we think that this is a very important quality. So now addressing the question, why we're doing all that. If we talk about global major retail payment providers, such as Visa, MasterCard, UnionPay, we can say that, for example, Visa processes on average 1,700 transactions per second. MasterCard process, and their peak time is 64,000 transactions per second. MasterCard is on average processing pretty much the same. UnionPay has a peak processing of 260,000 transactions per second. So if you sum this all up, you will arrive to pretty much 400,000 transactions per second. And it is possible that on Waterfall we will arrive to performance measured in millions. Some of these things still based on assumptions, but during our recent tests, these assumptions have proven viable. So even if, for whatever reason, performance will be multiple times lower, it will still be enough to run Visa, MasterCard, and UnionPay all together on the layer 1, even during peak times. This is it from my side. Thank you so much for having me here. You can find more details on our website and in our technical paper. Over to you, Luke. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sergey. Again, if you want to find out more, Waterfall Foundation, we've got a few more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of close out some of the comments that Sergey mentioned and bring him back into context a little bit for you. I know it's a lot of technical stuff. I appreciate there's a lot of heads looking up instead of down at their phones. It's always wonderful to see as a speaker. Thank you very much. This is really important because, as I said, getting to the point where you can scale to actually provide real-world technological solutions that actually improve a human life is the goal. I got into this industry to change the world, and there's a lot of people like me, and there's a lot of people like me that are frustrated with what we have so far. We have to solve this solution. We have governments. I've been able to go to El Salvador and Honduras and Panama and meet with different governments, and they're excited about this stuff. They understand this is the future. They get the law of diffusion of innovation. They understand where this is going. They know it's inevitable, and they want to get involved. But they're looking and they're saying, okay, this is kind of difficult to use. It's kind of frustrating. It's a little bit slow. It's kind of expensive. It doesn't really work. And so we have to solve these problems. We have to come up with these solutions. I'm really excited about Waterfall. I'm involved in this project because I believe this is a solution that can work. Again, those concepts. Waterfall, just keep it in your mind. It's brand new, being announced for the first time today. EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine. It's really important to be able to take that entire ecosystem that's been trying to create new governance solutions, DeFi, NFT platforms, all these incredible things, but the fees are too high and they don't work. And it hasn't become, peer-to-peer digital cash, money for the unbanked. It's been a situation that's been a little frustrating. And so we can take all of those solutions, all of those things, and bring them to Waterfall. And we can do it at a very, very high performance because of the directed acyclical graph technology, DAG. And you can Google these terms, EVM, DAG, they're all there. But I want to give you guys some education, like we talked about on the community panel earlier. It's really important that we're able to come away from these meetings and have more information than we started with so we can inform those who matter, the people that are making decisions, those that are building community, and understand that there is a solution coming. So go ahead and build on Ethereum, go ahead and build on Binance Smart Chain, these different networks, these powerful networks that are changing the world. And when this is ready for the world, you can bring your technologies to it. Because it's full EVM. It's not even EVM compatible. They literally started with the Ethereum virtual machine and added the DAG technology. And again, the key point is you can produce multiple blocks at the same time instead of just one block. And all the solutions, the layer 2 solutions for performance that they're looking at, that they're going to put on top of these other platforms, that can work on Waterfall as well, which is very, very exciting. That's where we get to the numbers of millions of transactions a second. Because when we think about it, it's not just the billions of users that are coming, it's the billions and billions of devices that they're also using that are coming with them. These are going to be computers talking to computers, and we need a platform that can scale to that volume. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I know it's early. I really appreciate all of you. I look forward to talking to you. We have a booth set up, and so you can come and talk to us there. I see.
Luke and Sergey, thank you very much. This is fascinating. You guys are bringing us the future. 50,000 TPS. If you're there, you take the whole market. That's the point. So this is fascinating stuff. I would really like to open the floor for questions right now.
Hi, my name is Rahul. I'm from India. I have a general question on decentralization because that's such an important core of Web 3.0. MetaMask, you know, we all talk about decentralization, but MetaMask requires a Chrome extension, and that's centralized. You know, that's Google. So if Google decides to shut that off, we're back to square one. What are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. And now we've only got a minute and a half, so I'm going to answer as best I can. I know people in the space that have decided, like even with the VO protocol, they're like, we're never going to do a browser plugin because of that concern. It's a very valid concern. The centralization of the gatekeepers of these decentralized ecosystems always become the single point of failure that causes problems. The challenge is usability. You have to balance, you know, security, decentralization, all these things with usability. That's why I also work with VO protocol, because we're trying to solve the usability. This is why when Sergey was talking about being able to launch contracts, because, you know, as a core fundamental feature of the protocol, so you have to hire a developer to get your own token or your own contract. These are usability improvements that are really important. I honor MetaMask. It got us where we are. It's very, very important for our ecosystem. You know, millions of users that use it, and that's fantastic. But you're raising a really valid point. And so what we need to do is actually evolve our wallet ecosystem, and that includes even the APIs we hit. So some of these APIs are centralized. And if the API goes down, all these decentralized platforms stop working. Like, why doesn't it work? I thought it was decentralized. Because you're hitting a single API, single points of failure. We have to remove them. So I think an important thing for our industry is start recognizing and being honest with our single points of failure throughout the ecosystem, improving them, you know, clearly defining what they are, and then innovating. So again, this is an invitation to participate in something brand new, Waterfall, where we're going to be tackling those type of problems, thinking about usability, thinking about performance, thinking about removing the single points of failure, and that the key of that 4 GB of memory that's really, really important. Simple machines can do this. We didn't do a testnet with the gigantic machines. Simple machines. That's how you do decentralization. Thank you so
I
much.
know this is really fascinating. So the question is burning to everybody. So when are you guys going to be ready? When are you out in the market?
Well, we literally just launched this. We could talk about it at the booth, so if you want to answer that question and many others, please come to the booth and we'd be happy to talk to you.
Come and see them in the booth. They will be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.